This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Running a business online? Look legit and own your own brand with professional tools from GoDaddy. Instantly build trust with your customers and boost your credibility with an email that matches your domain, so people know you mean business. There's never been a better time. Just go to GoDaddy.com/GD now and choose from a wide variety of popular domains to find one that's right for you. Pair that with a professional email that works for all your business needs, from daily communications to email marketing and everything in between. That's a little price for a lot of credibility. For a limited time, get a domain and matching professional email for just 99 cents a month for 1 year. Go to GoDaddy.com/GD now and look legit with GoDaddy. That's GoDaddy.com/GD now. Again, GoDaddy.com/GD now. There's never been a better time to choose the domain and email that's right for you. New customer purchases only. Products auto-renew separately. See terms on site. GoDaddy.com/GD now.
iHeart presents the Big Three Championship next Sunday, August 24th. The remaining two teams fight it out for the Big Three Championship Dr. J Trophy in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three 8th Annual All-Star Game, featuring All-Stars Dwight Howard, Montrezl Harrell, MVP Michael Beasley, Lance will make you Dan Stevenson, Jordan Crawford, Greg Monroe, Earl Clark, Nazir Kaur, and more show you why they are the best 3-on-3 basketball players in the world. Big Three's exciting All-Star Game, plus the crowning of a new Big Three champion. The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific, only on CBS.
And boom!
Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh, boy. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello.
And Peyton Manning takes the knee for the third straight time, and that should do it, folks. The final score of Super Bowl 41, the Colts 29, the Bears 17, and look at the pandemonium from the Indianapolis sideline down here in Miami. Colts spilling onto the field. Oh, and there we go, the Gatorade bath for Coach Tony Dungy, and it's Mike Doss applying the Gatorade bath. Good to hear from Mike Doss tonight as the Colts are your Super Bowl 41 champions.
Right back at you. Right back at you.
I think we have a very good mix right now. I mean, the morning show does well, comparatively speaking, especially given what it has to go against. Dubers and I have done well, knock on wood, for 4 years. Common and Hartman have done okay, and Barrero is, in my estimation, the primetime player on our station. And cultivating a couple of kids in Sludge and Lake, and, you know, we have the Vikings and maybe some things down the road, so I think we're strong right now.
Common and Hartman have done okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing what a sophisticated offensive game plan looks like. You talk about... I'm pulling my tickets!
I'm sick of it, man. I really am. That's it. It's all the marbles. I'm sitting in the house. I'm loading up the pump. I'm loading up the Uzi. I got a couple of M16s, a couple 9s. I got a couple joints with some silencers on. I'm just loading up clips, a couple grenades. Got a missile launcher with a couple, missiles. I'm ready for war.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
I don't want to sound like I made no mistakes. I'm confident I have. He's put me under the spot here, and maybe I'm not as quick on my feet as I should be.
I'm a fraud. Yes. He's
the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the north. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
I've done okay. That still gets me. I think he'd like to just throw that in. I'm going to get me going. That was from Rosen Sports Sunday. One Sunday many years ago. Obviously, it was back in the PA and Dubé days. And it was me, Mike Morris, and PA on and Rosen asked PA what he thought of the radio station. You heard the response there. Dubers and I have done well for 4 years. Knock on wood. Common and Hartman have done okay.
I always love that.
We've done okay. We built this station. We built this station on Common, man. We built this station.
Now what do you think?
If it wasn't for Hartman, Barrero, and Common, it wouldn't be KFAN. PA would not be a national treasure. He'd be calling quarter horse races over at Talladega. Well, it's true. We were here in the infancy. We built this place. Done okay.
Zero respect.
Yeah, well, matter of fact, if you look at recent report cards, where there ain't no fourth in the north. Matter of fact, I've got a message for the Power Trip Morning Show.
Objects in your mirror may be closer than they
I don't know why I don't get any respect. And, I don't like to talk about myself, and I don't like to, I don't really spend a lot of time blowing my own horn, but sometimes you just feel a need to. We've done okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, I just love it. It's just so much fun. So, there's a ton to get to. The Vikings are getting disrespected again in another. Every single day, you send me another story, another national story, in which the Vikings are getting disrespected. The Twins are going to try to get back up on the horse. There's trash talking. If there wasn't a real rivalry between the Lynx and the Liberty before, well, there sure is now. Those and other topics to get to. I'm not sure where to start. Let's spin the wheel of topic.
Commons golf game.
Oh, it's worth talking about today. Remember yesterday I was talking about how terrible I was?
What did you shoot today?
79. It's not
Where'd
great.
we play?
Loggers Trail.
Where'd you hit it on? One?
Right up to God.
How far from the green were you?
I had a 7-iron in my hand.
Second shot?
Hit a stinger, short.
Right or left?
Right.
Then what?
Hit an okay, not a great pitch, not bad, not good. You know what I'm saying? That one where not quite close enough to the pin, right? But, better than just a chunk. So I still had like 8 feet for par.
Then what?
Missed it. But
well, there's that.
I shot 40 on the front, and we played all blue tees except for 4. We played the white. This is hard for me. Matter of fact, I doubled number 8. I shot 4 over, and I doubled. No! Back-to-back birdies on. I played the par 5s and 2 under today. Should have played them in 3 under. 16. I hit gap wedge into 8 feet. Now, does this? Well, no, this doesn't happen to you very often. Do you just miss putt after putt after putt? I mean, just miss. You usually miss by a large margin, from what I remember.
Yeah,
but
mine doesn't have a chance the second it gets off the putter face.
And I know you don't make them all. And if you went back and fixed every shot, well, if I could have done this and did that, and if this would have done that, you'd shoot 65 every time, right? But I mean, that was just a 74, 75 sitting out there with putts just on 17. It did the complete 360 around the limb.
An all-around good putt?
All-around good putt is what it was. But, I felt better today, Club was my brush, ball was my pay. I mean, I do now have a big announcement. Well, I've been promoting a big announcement for later in the week. This isn't it, but this is another announcement. I do now feel my best golf is behind me. I don't think my best golf is in front of me anymore. No! I mean, I can have moments. Like today was nice. I mean, 79 is nothing to write home about. I get that, especially for a guy that's used to posting low numbers like I do. I mean, I've had experiences that are not unlike that of a PGA Tour player. Just ask Paul Chargian. I was talking about that. Do you think that's the number one preposterous? And that didn't even win.
No.
And it might be the most, and that's not a rip on you.
No, I agree. I was surprised at how early the exit was.
I mean,
in the tournament. I didn't think it made like the top 4 or top 8.
You shot a 74. It's a nice round. That's a nifty round for you. I tip my cap to every. A lot of people out there would like to shoot 74. But to compare it to the inexperience of a PGA Tour player, it's just so off the charts preposterous. It's one of my favorites of all time. Charch is just he's still coming on the air. Did he move to Utah?
He moved to Utah, yes.
Is he in Moab or where is he?
Don't know where in Utah. I think it's in the southwest corner because I think he's kind of close to the Nevada border.
Okay. So maybe he's in Moab. Maybe he's in Gunnison. I don't know, but he's somewhere.
I don't know my Utah geography very well.
I really don't. I know they've got the Wasatch Mountains. That's what I do know. They got the Wasatch Mountains. When we came back from Hawaii, just when the pandemic was starting, we had a layover in Salt Lake. Went to go have breakfast. My boys still tease me about it. They brought the food out. And you know those fake eggs that come out of a package? You know, and they just put water in them, and they're scrambled eggs. They're just awful. And the sausage was rubbery. And I took a couple of bites, and I just got up, and I said, I can't stay in here anymore. And I just stormed out of the place because the food was nausea. And my boys still think that's the funniest thing they've ever seen. And I was just beside myself because I let a lot of little things annoy me. Things that the big things never annoy me. It's always the little things that annoy me, you know? And my boys get a kick out of that. They just love what my annoyance level. Why is that?
You're so used to getting everyone else going. They like when someone gets you going. I guess,
you know, that's probably what it is. So it went all okay today. I had another note that I wanted to get to before we start, because I do have a deep dive on a couple of different items. I guess the one thing is, you know, you gave me the list today. We talked about it. You ran down the list yesterday. We've got a really good state fair shows coming up. Let's Make a Deal, KFAN Jeopardy, Program Password on both Fridays. This was a tough booking, Meat Sauce. I don't know how you were able to even get him to agree to show up, but Meat Sauce is actually going to join us on Monday, the 25th, for an hour. Ben Lieber, he's carved out a half hour for us. Well, you talk about a guy who has done well for himself in media lately, knock on wood. I mean, you think PA and Dubé skyrocketed to fame? Lieber went from just a guy that would jump on the air to all of a sudden now he's sideline reporter for the Vikings radio network. He does all sorts of national stuff too, right? For like Westwood One and this, that, and that. And now he's one half of the fastest rising local television show. Good Company, is it called? Is he still doing that TV show?
Twin Cities Live.
Twin Cities Live.
That's why he's out there at the fair.
Oh, so he's still doing that show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why he can only join us for a half hour, because he has to work out at the fair.
Are Gargi and Barrero still doing their TV show? What was the name of that?
They do a TV show?
That's what I've heard.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
It's like can't stop talking or have too much to say or something like that. I don't know. But so those guys. But Lieber's carved out a half hour for us.
Yeah.
And you know what? It'll be a half hour. It won't be like 32 minutes. It'll be like, you know, it's like time to wrap her up, Common. I got things to do. My favorite was when he was out at camp and we tried to get him to come on, and he was on one of those, you know, those golf carts that are basically like, they're almost like a minibus, right? They got like they got 4 bench seats on them, right? They're really long, right? They're not made even for playing. They look like a golf cart, but they're not made for golf. They're made for transporting people at TCO Performance Center. And Lieber's on the very back one. I go, hey, Liebs, what do you think? And he goes, sorry, Common, gotta go. And he just kind of waved, and it was kind of sad. I just felt like, you know, there was a time he liked coming on the show, and it was good exposure for him. And now it's like, we're more like, no! I guess
it's an inconvenience for him.
It's an inconvenience for him. Yeah, I guess, you know, I guess we are thankful that he's agreed to come on with us. Brian Oak will be around for Rock Talk on a week from tomorrow. Russo will be on with us. We'll have Frost players. Mention Program Password. Also, we'll talk with David Booth at the Special Olympics. We're thinking we're working also on some representatives from the LPGA to talk about the women's PGA Championship is going to be held at Hazeltine next year. So we got a lot of guests, we got a lot of games, a little of this, a little of that, with the emphasis on the lots of that, and much more to get to. Let's go ahead, take a break, come back, peek at the purple, controversial Vikings news, other side of the break, here on the Common Man program here on the Fan.
Running Growing a business online? Look legit and own your own brand with professional tools from GoDaddy. Instantly build trust with your customers and boost your credibility with an email that matches your domain, so people know you mean business. There's never been a better time. Just go to GoDaddy.com/GD now and choose from a wide variety of popular domains to find one that's right for you. Pair that with a professional email that works for all your business needs, from daily communications to email marketing and everything in between. That's a little price for a lot of credibility. For a limited time, get a domain and matching professional email for just 99 cents a month for 1 year. Go to GoDaddy.com/GD now and look legit with GoDaddy. That's GoDaddy.com/GD now. Again, GoDaddy.com/GD now. There's never been a better time to choose the domain and email that's right for you. New customer purchases only. Products auto-renew separately. See terms on site. GoDaddy.com/GD now.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. And to cap off the season, iHeart presents the Big 3 Basketball Championship and 8th Annual Big 3 All-Star Game this coming Sunday, August 24th, live from Orlando. The remaining 2 teams fight it out for the Big 3 Championship Dr. J Trophy in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. Don't miss the wild conclusion of Big 3's 8th and most historic season ever. This is the game no one wants to lose, and there's no crying in the Big 3. The action starts with the Big 3 8th Annual All-Star Game. Don't miss All-Stars Dwight Howard, Montrezl Harrell, MVP Michael Beasley, Lance Will Make You Dance Stevenson, Jordan Crawford, Greg Monroe, Earl Clark, Nazir Kaur, and more show you why they are the best 3-on-3 basketball players in the world. Big 3's exciting All-Star Game, plus the crowning of a new Big 3 champion. The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific, only on CBS.
The Fan.
It's almost that time again. Come join us at the 2025 Minnesota State Fair live from Carousel Park, presented by Mesh Besher and Spence. We'll be broadcasting live through Labor Day. Come buy your favorite fan merch and learn about your shot to be the Mesh Besher and Spence Rube of the Day and win Farm Aid 40 tickets and $200 in concert cash. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Just outside Lil B's office, she's non-traditional revenue gal. She's always looking for gold in them thar hills. Outside her office on the wall, Tennessee, there are literally hundreds of examples of hats and T-shirts and all sorts of merchandise. I don't think all of those are being printed, right? They probably just selected the favorites that people, but my guess is, do you have an exact number? Do you know how many different fan pieces of merchandise there'll be? There'll be something to represent each show, I'm sure, at least. And the Power Trip's probably got 13, 14 things because, well, they're the Power Trip morning show. But there'll be a lot to choose from. And, when I looked, I don't know which, like I say, there were several for the Common Man program, and I don't know which one was selected or not. But there are a lot of good options this year. So we encourage you to come out and visit us at the fair. You can verbally slap us on the back during breaks. Tennessee and I are both not opposed to selfies and an autograph or 3. And of course, you can buy the merchandise as well. Time for Peek at the Purple, brought to you by my friends at Affordable Electric. Affordable Electric is getting a rush now on installing those 200-volt charger things, outlets for electrical vehicles because pretty quick on late September, I think, back in 63, there's some kind of a rebate or a tax credit you get, and that's going away. So there are people that are apparently buying EVs at breakneck speeds. I was just over visiting my friends at Mauer Chev yesterday, and they told me that they're almost out of electric vehicles because people are buying them. So if you have an electric vehicle or are planning to buy one or are in the midst of buying one and you need a one of those 240-volt things put in your garage, well, Wilbur, I ain't got the place for you. Affordable Electric. Affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. And remember, Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable. Why is it that the Vikings aren't getting any respect? This predicting NFL teams most likely to decline in the 2025 season. Those teams include, according to ESPN, the Kansas City Chiefs, Hold on, boy. He wrote a lot about the Chiefs. My gosh, it's like.
Well, the 5 teams are kind of listed at the top. You can you can go directly to those teams.
Minnesota Vikings are also on that list, and boy, does he go in. How can there's not that much to say about any of these teams? The Washington Commanders, the Motor City Kitties are also on that list, and the Indianapolis Colts. And what I find interesting is, they pick all the teams that went like 15-2 and 14-3.
Sure.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, it would only make sense in those cases. It's pretty hard to duplicate 15-2 and 14-3. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
I don't care if you got Patty Mahomes as your quarterback. I don't care if you got Aiden Hutchinson as your edge rusher. I don't care if you have he's
JJ.
You have 15-2 and 14-3 records. Those are hard to duplicate.
If you go 12-5, you're a top 5 team in the league.
Yes, exactly. So it's again, this is more clickbait kind of stuff. But when you look at what they say about your soon-to-be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings, hold on, I had it here. Here it is. It says the Vikings, and let's go back to the top. It says, they were 14-3 last year. Point differential in 2024 was plus 100. Is that good?
What's that again? Point differential?
Yeah, in 2024 was plus 100. So they scored 100 more than they gave up.
Yes.
To me, that sounds really
That's really good.
2024 record in games decided by 7 or fewer points, 8-1. 8-1. That's a really good record. I mean, that's finishing games. That's being able to finish. Their projected strength of schedule is 4th toughest in the National Football League. DVOA, the Vikings were 8-1 on one-score games. If they had done that after the 2022 season, Kevin O'Connell would be lauded as a game management wizard of his generation. Instead, they went 4-8 in one-score games between those 2 seasons. Loves the defense. They led the league in turnovers and were second in turnover rate, trailing only the Bills. Defense is more difficult to sustain than offense, and successful defenses built around high turnover margins are even tougher to maintain from year to year. Looking at 2000 to 2023 and teams that ranked in the top 5 in turnovers per drive as the Vikings did a year ago, just 17% of those teams finished in the top 5 again the following season. So it's difficult to force a lot of turnovers and then do it again the following year. At least statistically, and that can always change. You know how I say all the time, just because this happens most of the time or has happened all the time, as a matter of fact, doesn't mean the Vikings can't go 14-3 again. But it does let you know that was to lead the league in turnovers. It's difficult to get back up near that same spot. Vikings were able to get very good play from 3 veteran cornerbacks. And now they have some different cornerbacks on the team. Again, it seems like, and of course they talk about McCarthy, and that he is the, what's the word I'm looking for, the phrase I'm looking for? He's not the elephant in the room, or no, I always like to say the beluga whale in the room, right? Because a beluga whale is even bigger than an elephant. It's like, we don't know for sure what we are going to get. Yeah, there we go. Real successful high school and collegiate career, but as a pro, there's nothing to really. There's a couple of joint practices. There's a half a preseason last year and one possession this year, so it's really hard to determine. But yeah, it would be hard to argue with that. Those teams will probably be the teams that will be hard to duplicate. And when they say a fall, I would be stunned if any of the teams we just mentioned, particularly your Kansas City, your Washington, your Minnesota, and your Motor City Kitties, if they went to like 8-9, right? That all of a sudden they just fall off the face of the earth. I know there are difficult schedules, injuries play a part, but I would think all of those teams, I don't expect Detroit to go 15-2 or the Vikings 14-3. Matter of fact, I think the Vikings will go 12-5. If they steal one, they'll go 13-4. If they steal one, I think they'll go 14-3. And if they get jobbed by the officials, they'll go 12-4.
I always love
that.
And
I think it will be the Vikings and the Falcons in the NFC Championship game, and you're on your own after that.
But to your point, if the Vikings went 13-4 this season, or if they went 12-5, I don't know if I would look at that as going, man, they're not as good as last year's team. They declined. It's just from a numbers analytics standpoint, yes, you are having a worse record than you did last year. But to me, when you're talking about like teams that are going to decline, it's teams that are going to fall, you go from 14-3 to 8-9 this season, right? Like that's a decline.
Yes.
But just because you had a record this high, like the Chiefs aren't going away.
Right.
The Chiefs aren't going to be barring an injury to Pat Mahomes, they're not going to be a non-playoff team all of a sudden, a team on the decline.
That is correct. And so while it's certainly, it's like
it'd be like you putting up like a 25 share, and then the next book you put up a 23 share. Oh, he declined. No, you're still putting up elite ratings.
Elite rates. And matter of fact, those numbers are very accurate. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I always love that.
Well, and the same thing is like in golf. You know what the hardest thing, and I don't know if it's the same in football and a team sport, but when you have a 14-3 year, and let's say you get off to a 2-3 start, are you comparing yourself to last year and go, we only lost 3 games all of last year. We've already lost 3, and you start to panic. Same thing like when you go out and play golf. You go out and throw out a really nice number. Like you have an experience that's not unlike that of a PGA Tour player. You shoot a 74, it's going to be like you did. I'm sure the next time you went out, let's say you shot 84. So you're 8 holes in and you're already 7 over and you're going, God, what happened? And then you get down about it. You can't do that. It's good. Every hole, every round, every season takes a different turn. Now, start 2-7, get back to me. That's a major decline. But I don't expect any of those teams. They should all be in the mix. We've talked about
except for the Colts.
Except for the Colts. What record did they post last?
I was going to say they were probably around 500. So
yeah, maybe they will decline. I can't worry about them. I did get a text message courtesy of the Bradshaw and Bryant text line that says, has Lieber really accomplished anything if he's not been a part of worst case scenario? And I do think that's legitimate. If you've not appeared on worst case scenario, have you really accomplished anything?
Yeah.
I've not been on it.
I've not been on it.
You and I, knock on wood, we've done an okay job. We'll break, we'll come back. Peek at the Purple brought to you by Affordable Electric. For all of your electrical needs, Affordable Dash Electric. Affordable Dash Electric. Remember, they are shockingly affordable.
Running a business online? Look legit and own your own brand with professional tools from GoDaddy. Instantly build trust with your customers and boost your credibility with an email that matches your domain, so people know you mean business. There's never been a better time. Just go to GoDaddy.com/GD now and choose from a wide variety of popular domains to find one that's right for you. Pair that with a professional email that works for all your business needs, from daily communications to email marketing and everything in between. That's a little price for a lot of credibility. For a limited time, get a domain and matching professional email for just 99 cents a month for 1 year. Go to GoDaddy.com/GD now and look legit with GoDaddy. That's GoDaddy.com/GD now. Again, GoDaddy.com/GD now. There's never been a better time to choose the domain and email that's right for you. New customer purchases only. Products auto-renew separately. See terms on site. GoDaddy.com/GD now.
The reviews and ratings are in, and Ice Cube's Big 3 is the surprise hit of the summer. And to cap off the season, iHeart presents the Big 3 Basketball Championship and 8th Annual Big 3 All-Star Game this coming Sunday, August 24th, live from Orlando. The remaining 2 teams fight it out for the Big 3 Championship Dr. J Trophy in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. Don't miss the wild conclusion of Big 3's 8th and most historic season ever. This is the game no one wants to lose, and there's no crying in the Big 3. The action starts with the Big 3 8th Annual All-Star Game. Don't miss All-Stars Dwight Howard, Montrezl Harrell, MVP Michael Beasley, Lance Will Make You Dan Stevenson, Jordan Crawford, Greg Monroe, Earl Clark, Nazir Kaur, and more show you why they are the best 3-on-3 basketball players in the world. Big 3's exciting All-Star Game, plus the crowning of a new Big 3 champion. The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 Pacific, only on CBS.
Man.
Mall of America's mystery cards are back, and we are bringing them to you all summer long. Come grab yours at KFAN events throughout the summer and wherever you see our KFAN street team. Then make sure to redeem them at Mall of America for fun prizes and big discounts. See full list of events at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
It became crystal clear yesterday, abundantly clear, that I used to say, I haven't paid as close attention to the WNBA as I once did. I think it became crystal clear yesterday that I never have paid attention to the WNBA. You quizzed me. You gave me the nickname of the club. I had to say what city they were based in. I got 2 right. Lynx and Liberty. Those are the only 2 I got. Liberty, 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 Liberty. Those are the only 2 I got right. But I can say this without any doubt. The Lynx and Liberty, I don't think, like each other very much.
Correct.
Here, this story. Now, I had no idea, but this story I just stumbled upon today. This is from CBS Sports. It reads as follows. Earlier this month, the Lynx signed second-year guard Jalen Sherrod, who had been waived by the Liberty in order to facilitate Emma Meesman's arrival. Shortly after signing with the Lynx, Sherrod appeared on a Stud Buds stream. Now, my first question is, what the hell is Studs Buds? What's a Stud Buds stream? Do you have any idea?
Assuming it's the title of a podcast of some sort or streaming.
Stud Buds. A stream, Stud Buds, Islands in the Stream. Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, what a pair. So Sherrod appeared on Stud Bud stream with Williams and Natisha Heidemann. And Williams said that Sherrod was, quote, with the good guys now. She left that punk-ass team, and she with the good guys now. Straight up. Believe it. Ooh, trash talk. Punk-ass team. Them's theirs fighting words. So the head coach of the Liberty, her name is Sandy Brondello. She addressed Williams' comment yesterday ahead of the 4th and final regular season meeting between the 2 teams tonight. She said, I heard about the punk-ass thing. I saw Jalen and I saw Natisha, and I said, who's calling us a punk-ass team? And she said, not me, not me. I think rivalries are great. Do we have a rivalry? They play it down. Of course we have a rivalry, and it's great for the league. I don't know why they play it down. We don't like each other, and that's just how it is. Ooh, I can't wait to tune in tonight. It's going to be exciting. 2 teams that don't like each other very much. A punk-ass team. By the way, I went to the coroner's office and said, can I say punk-ass on the radio?
Yeah.
And he said I could. See, I had to check. See, I'm not edgy like the Power Trip morning show. I don't just say what some stations just play what they want, and then some radio shows say whatever they want. And I'm always careful of that because I don't want to get myself in any trouble. But Tennessee, the little trash talk between the 2 clubs, what do you think? I
like it.
You do like it,
yeah.
Don't you?
I mean, really, Caitlin Clark was big in college. I mean, obviously, when I see the color yellow now, like the yellow on your shirt, I immediately thought of Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Just looking at the yellow on your shirt.
Who doesn't?
But I'm already forgetting her name now.
Caitlin Clark.
No, the gal for the Chicago Sky who played at LSU in college.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't I think of her name right now? She's like the Dennis Rodman of the WNBA. She has rebounds and plays defense. But
hold on a second. Look it up really quick.
What is her name?
I don't know. I can't remember either. I can see her too. She's got the big eyelashes. She's really good. We decided not to draft her. Haven't we been criticized for that? Wasn't she available?
Angel Reese.
Wasn't she available?
She was available to the Lynx traded down a spot with Chicago, and then Chicago took her.
Yeah.
And Cheryl was criticized at the time for not taking her, and Cheryl's like, well, what do you think of my team now?
But did the person that we took instead, the player we take didn't pan out, right?
No.
I would have taken Angel Reese. Why do you think Angel Reese wasn't taken? Do you think she's sort of considered
She's got some personality you gotta handle.
And this and that, yeah. And,
she's a little diva to her.
Yeah, right. That's all right.
But I was going to say, I felt like the legend of Caitlin Clark really grew when she had to face Angel Reese in the national championship game, and Angel was doing the finger wag.
Right.
Weren't they doing some sort of hand wave motion to her? And that kind of really grew. I thought women's basketball took it to another level at that time.
Yeah.
So I think it's great that they're talking a little smack and creating a rivalry because, frankly, they need it.
Yeah.
Like until a year ago, who would you say is the Minnesota Lynx's biggest rival? You don't even consider them having a rival.
Rocky Raccoon.
Rivalries are great for sports.
Daniel was hot. He drew fast and shot, and Rocky collapsed in the corner. I don't care that they trash talk. It doesn't enhance the enjoyment of a game for me for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I guess part of it's too is how good is the trash talker at trash talking, right? It's sort of like my opinion on heckling at games, right? If you heckle, you pick your spots, you're clean. You don't want. I hate the hecklers that are throwing F-bombs around when there's women and children in the crowd. And I know that everybody's heard these words. But when you're at a baseball game or a football game, it happened when I took Deuce to his very first football game. Deuce is like 5 years old. Now, he didn't notice because he's 5. I don't think he did. But there was a guy like 2 rows back throwing the F-bomb out over and over. Hey, ref, you bleed. And it's like, dude, there's women and children around here. Put a cork in put the beer down, calm down, and act like an adult. You can have fun at a game, and you can heckle the other team, and you can heckle referees, but keep it clean. Now, I know there's people who probably disagree with me. It's football, man. If you can't take it, don't sit there. That's why they actually have family sections at games now. It's like we just have to because there's too many idiots out there, right? But I guess the trash talking is done well. I don't mind it. Punk ass team. It's not a great trash talk, but the best trash talking used to happen back in All-Star Wrestling when I was a kid. That's when it was good, But and you're right. I think that maybe I don't know that. I don't know what an average fan is anymore. We always use the phrase, the average fan. What is an average fan? I don't even know. If you're a hardcore fan of the WNBA, you probably don't need the trash talking, but you do enjoy it because it does, because you're into it, because you like sports where there has to be tension between the teams. You got to have chip on your shoulder. I mean, a lot of people need a chip on them. They'll invent stuff in order to motivate them, right? Dan Cole, you doubted us, but now we're here. Those kinds of things, and there are people that need them. And,
well, let's look at your favorite sport. Well, I don't know if it's still your favorite sport, but at one point I think it was boxing.
Boxing, yeah.
Right? They always have the weigh-in before.
And the stare down.
And you always have, even leading up to that, like now on social media or television interviews, they always just completely trash their opponent.
Correct.
Every single boxer does, except for Caleb Truax.
Right.
He gets it. But they all trash. And all they're trying to do is create attention, get more eyeballs, get more people attending. They really don't. In most cases, they really don't hate their opponent as much as they're acting like they do. But they're trying to create attention to get more people to pay attention to the fight, which gives them more money.
Yeah, so, especially on the pay-per-view. In the days of pay-per-view, now they get a cut of that pay-per-view. So it's not just in the olden days before pay-per-view. It's like, well, here's your check. And now it's like, how many eyeballs on it? You're right. Yeah. And so
frankly, are you talking about Lynx-Liberty without this?
Well,
maybe not.
Yeah.
Will we pay a little bit more attention to the game tonight in case something goes down right?
Do you think something could go down tonight? Could we get some pushing and shoving out there?
Well, you never know.
Is it here or there?
Well, the other part of this is the Lynx have been spanking them the last 3 times. This is the 4th game they've played in the last 2 weeks.
Is it here, there, or everywhere? Do you know?
I think it's here.
Here? Do you think Rosen will go tonight? Not a chance.
No, it's at New York.
Well, here's my trash talk. If I'm with Liberty, I go, beat us in the WNBA championship and get back to us, right? Oh, you won some regular season games. Good for you. You'll have home court advantage throughout. That's fine. We don't have a problem. That's how the trash talking I would do. Just say, go ahead. You can win all the regular season. I would just do the yawn thing and that, because it's like, truth of it's like we've said before, Tennessee. A team will lose in the big game. Then they'll play that team in preseason. And they'll go, we got revenge. Well, no, you didn't. It's preseason. Or even a regular season game. It's just not revenge. It's not, the Guy Lombardo trophy wasn't at stake. So it's good to win these games because you'd like to have home court advantage route. And I think, if let's say the Lynx win again tonight, and let's say these two teams do meet in postseason, every player handles those wins and losses and streaks differently. For some, it will be like, I don't think we can beat this team. We've lost to them 4 times in a row. And if the game gets off to a slow start for them, they're going, we're just not as good as that team. We've already lost to them 4 times this year. What makes us think we can win again? Others, that sort of thing doesn't bother them. As a matter of fact, and I've always been kind of a team leader. You know how I lead people around here. I have a leadership role here at the radio station.
Well, you do have an office.
I do have an office.
Yeah.
Now. Emily teased me today. She said, you can't stay in your office, can you? Because I told her I was going to be in my office. She needed me. And about 3 minutes later, I was back in her office raiding the candy dish. And she said, you don't like being in your office. I said, no, I guess I don't. It's like, I feel like a caged animal in my office.
Well, I had a sales guy come over at like 11 o'clock today wondering, hey, it's a common man here yet? And I go, that was my reaction. One, it's 11 o'clock. 2, he has an office now. You don't have to come over to me to ask. You can write a note and leave it in his office.
Exactly
He'll find it.
I will find it because I did go to my office today and I was in there for 3 minutes and then I felt like I was in a cage and so I had to leave. I don't like to be cooped up in an office. All right, now this is on a completely different topic. So and you'll hear that game on the station tonight, I would assume, Liberty versus.
Of course, yeah. On the Lynx channel on the iHeartRadio app as well. Make it a preset.
Yeah, make it a preset so you can listen to that game, and we'll report on it tomorrow.
That must mean Barrero's only going 3 hours today because it's a 6 o'clock start.
How does he get away with just doing a 3-hour show? Some guys have all the luck.
Was there anything better than back when I first started on this program when it was noon to 2? Oh, so good.
Well, especially because driving home there was never rush hour.
Oh, no traffic.
Home by 2:35. So nice.
So good.
Well, speaking of that, a buddy of mine who was ducking in and out of the Power Trip morning show, apparently the Cove doesn't do anything with the Vikings anymore, does he? Or?
No.
Okay.
So he doesn't do fan line anymore.
But hockey is on-site producer at
for the road games.
For the road games. And then is Meat Sauce do things for the game?
Well, he took your spot in the pregame show.
Okay.
Well, and Hawk is on that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, at least 2 of the members of the Power Trip Morning were complaining about, why are the preseason games on the weekend? Nobody even cares. They work 3 hours a day.
I always love that one.
And they have to work 3 extra, there was 2 weekend games. The other one's Friday night. I wonder if they consider that a weekend as well. They were complaining about having to work Viking games, the preseason games, and why do we have to work them on a weekend, and why are they playing these games on the weekend and nobody cares? Like, do those guys have any work ethic at all? I mean, I can't wrap my head around people that don't have any work ethic. Okay, that didn't go over as well as I thought. I'm going to send that to rewrite and punch it up. I just found, the old, you learn something new every day. I'm going to ask you a question, Timmy. I stumbled across a story that explained it to me. Do you know how speed limits are set?
How they
are determined, how fast you can drive, not just on freeways, but expressways, freeways, byways, highways, residential streets. Do you know how it's determined? I thought it was just kind of like standard operating procedure. There was just some kind of a standardized. Well, there is a standardized.
This is an interstate with this many lanes.
Here's what it says. It's called the 85% rule.
Okay.
The 85% rule. Born from research that was widely accepted, there was research that was done back in the 30s and 40s on rural roads from the 30s and 40s that still play an outsized role in the way speed limits are set across the U.S., even in urban areas. Born from that research was a widely accepted concept known as the 85% rule, which suggests a road's posted speed should be tied to the 15th fastest vehicle out of every 100 traveling in free-flowing traffic, rounded to the nearest 5-mile-per-hour increment. I'll read that again. The road's posted speed should be tied to the 15th fastest vehicle out of every 100 traveling in free-flowing traffic. And then they round it to the nearest 5 miles per hour. But after decades of closely following the rule, some states, with a nudge from federal government, are seeking to modify it, if not replace it, when setting guidelines for how local engineers should decide what speed limit to post. That concept assumes that a road's safest speed is the one most vehicles travel, neither too high nor too low. If drivers think the speed limit should be raised, they can simply step on the gas and vote with their feet, as an old brochure from the Institute of Transportation Engineers once put it. The problem with this approach, according to Jenny O'Connell, she's director of member programs for the National Association of City Transportation Officials. She said the problem with this approach is it creates this feedback loop. People speed, and then the speed limits will be ratcheted up to match that speed.
I was going to say, it's the chicken or the egg, right? Are you putting that speed limit because they're driving that fast, or are they driving that fast because you're posting that speed limit?
That sums it up exactly. The report points out that the 85% rule is based on dated research, and that these historic roads are a far cry from the vibrant streets and arterials that typify city streets today. Amid a recent spike in road deaths across the country, the Federal Highway Administration sent a subtle but important message to states that the 85% rule isn't actually a rule at all and was carrying too much weight in determining local speed limits. In its first update since 2009 to a manual that establishes national guidelines for traffic signs, the agency clarified the community should also consider such things as how the road is used, the risk to pedestrians, and the frequency of traffic. Frequency of crashes. So then, California embraces the 85% rule even more than most states. But legislators have loosened the restrictions on local governments a bit in recent years, allowing them to depart from the guidelines if they can cite a proven safety need. Now, some states, like when I go through Nebraska, it's 75 miles an hour on their freeways. Mm-hmm. Here it even says here, fears about oil prices prompted Congress to set it to 55. He said, since then, speed limits have kept climbing, with North Dakota this summer becoming the 9th state to allow drivers to go 80 miles per hour on some stretches of highway. There's even a 40-mile segment in Texas between Austin and San Antonio where 85 miles per hour is allowed. Although high-speed freeways outside major population centers aren't the focus of most efforts to ease the 85% rule, a research arm funded by auto insurers illustrates the risk. For every 5-mile-per-hour increase to a state's maximum speed limit increases the chance of fatalities by 8.5% on interstate highways and 2.8% on other roads, the study found. So somebody's sitting there and they're counting cars, and they see every 100 go by, right? And then the 15th fastest car determines what the speed limit should be.
Huh? I don't know how that makes sense.
It doesn't.
You have to post a speed limit first.
Well, that's exactly right.
When the road's made, you don't just let cars go whatever speed they want and go, all right, we're going to study this for a month or two, and then we'll post the speed limit. That's not how that works.
Yes, that's it. I was astounded by this. That's the way they determined it.
Yeah.
That just because it doesn't make any sense. This one says, my opinion is speed limit signs should be digital and change up or down based on traffic and weather conditions. Does that make sense to you?
Well, where was I? Was I in Las Vegas? I don't know if I was in Las Vegas where they had like digital speed limits. Every sign was a digital sign, and my assumption is that speed limit would change based off of how much traffic was going at the time.
Speed limits are also determined by the grade of the road. They need to use higher quality material for higher speeds. That might be true. I don't know. Here's one. When the limit is 45 or lower, I go 5 miles above the limit. When the limit is 50 or above, I go 10 miles over. That's how I do it.
Well, all I know is the stretch, and I've complained about this one before because it's the biggest joke in all of Minnesota. On 35E in St. Paul,
when it goes to
south of 94, and it's 45, just because the beautiful people on Summit Avenue with all the money doesn't want loud noises
That's exactly
by them.
Right. That's exactly
It had nothing to do with the 85% rule. It's just the rich didn't want to have them making lots of noise.
Well, that's just like same thing. I think the very first Hartman Highway, where they have the you can use Easy Pay. You can buy, right? And so what they did was the beautiful people in Wayzata, when they were coming from their offices in downtown Minneapolis, going to and from work, they don't want to be delayed. They got to get back to their swimming pool, right? I mean, they got things they have to do, right? And so they didn't want to get caught in traffic. So I think that was the 394 was the very first Hartman Highway, where if you have two people in a car or your motorcycle or bus, or if you want to pay the money, and think what they're probably laughing all the way to the bank. It's like, because you'll see the price changes depending on how much traffic there's. Sometimes it's a whopping 75 cents to go from downtown Minneapolis to Wayzata. You think that 75 cents is? I mean, that's nothing. I always suggested what they ought to do is the beautiful people of Wayzata should. You know how back in the olden days, when they were first establishing the Old West, and they built railroad tracks from east out west, and they had those cow catchers on the front of the locomotives, because the buffalo or cows would just be sitting on the tracks, and this would push them to the side. The rich people should just have those installed on the front of their cars, and they can just push people like me and you out of the way.
I always love
You're in my way. Whiskey bottle, brand new car, oak tree, you're in my way.
It's not a slipping anymore. It's a shoving.
It's a shoving. Just get out of my way. I think that's what they should do. We'll take a break. When we return, don't forget Mark Rosen at 2 o'clock, but Tennessee's got 5-3-4 for us.
Yeah, a couple quarterback quandaries have come to a conclusion.
Presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power. Who will make it to the Big Three Championship? The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.